This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So far on today's show, we have had Phil Stringer, and we were talking about artificial intelligence and discussing how is it good for the client, somebody looking to buy or sell a home. And then we were talking about how is it good for a real estate agent, what tools can they use, how can they leverage it in their business to make more time and more money. But the harsh reality is that not everybody's comfortable with AI. A lot of people are concerned with where this is taking us. And so what are some of your takes on that, Phil?
What have you heard? What do you hear from
what are you
people?
hearing?
Yeah, I mean, look, the common concern is that it's going to replace their job, right? They think that, okay, well, if AI becomes smart enough, then you don't need a real estate agent in the transaction. And, you know,
if it was about intelligence, it's already there.
It's past, right?
Past, yeah.
But see, that's the thing. It is smarter than us for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why we need real estate agents is because it's a very emotional and relational transaction.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot replace that. Now, what you can do with AI is you can use AI to be more efficient and to get all the admin tasks that aren't relational done so that you have more time to spend on building relationships with clients.
So do you think AI is going to replace more like the virtual assistants, the ISAs, the more admin staff type roles?
It will replace certain tasks. So anytime you have an advancement in technology, it will replace certain tasks. So you look at the technology of like telephones, right? Telephone operators, that task is now gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have telephone operators, but you do have cell phone towers and maintenance that has to be done on, right? So you're creating new jobs with new tasks, but you're eliminating some of those old jobs with the old tasks. So anytime you have that advancement in technology, it's going to replace some of those things.
Got it. And so what about people's concerns? Like, do you think AI, what security checks are in place that you're aware of to prevent something happening like Terminator?
Dude, it's the wild, wild west right now.
There's no checks?
It's a free-for-all. No. Look, I think everyone's concerned about what could be done. Anytime you have an advancement in technology, good people are going to use it to be more good, and bad people are going to use it to be more bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just what's going to happen, right? I don't know if you guys have heard of any of the scams.
No, like what are some scams?
Dude, I had one happen to me.
What?
So I'm this AI guy who teaches AI, and I had an AI scam happen to me that freaked me out. So at 3:00 in the morning, I get a call from my dad. So his face pops up on my phone. It's from his phone number, right?
Yeah.
And we've probably heard of this scam, like some of you guys have heard. Answered the phone. My dad is crying and sobbing and saying, Phil, I'm so sorry. Phil, I'm so sorry. Guy takes the phone and he said, I've got your dad at gunpoint. And he said, if you don't send me X amount of money.
Did it sound like your
100%
dad?
100% like my dad. And he even started saying things about me. He was like, we've seen you on Instagram. We know your AI, academy. Like, I've got your dad here. If you don't send us this money, he said, don't get up. If I hear you move, if I hear you call the cops, if I hear you drive.
Wow.
Yes. And so he's like, send me money right now. Well, what they're doing.
Did you have to go to Target to buy a gift? Send go to the Target.
Go to Target
Don't
right
tell
now.
anybody in the store that who you're buying it for.
Yeah. So, but the thing is you can clone voices.
Yeah.
So, and you think, okay, well, I'm not online. You might say, I'm not online. They can't clone my voice. Well, my dad's a CPA. They could literally just call his office, ask a tax question, and use his voice to clone it.
So continue with the story. I'm curious, what happened?
I mean,
did you send money?
I did send money.
You're like, I don't like my dad.
I did send money. And my thought was, the thing is, I told people about this scam. But at 3:00 in the morning when I woke up, I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
My initial
That's
thought
how they
was,
work.
oh my gosh, like literally it woke me up and I wasn't thinking about, oh, I know this is a scam. So I sent money because I was like, well, my dad's life is worth more than that. And that's how they make their money.
Wow.
Right. But bad people are going to do bad things. Good people are going to do good things with technology. But we know this and there's safeguards that they're putting in place. But dude, I mean, things like that, it's just like, people are going to do those. Yeah, they're just going to do things like that.
Yeah, I heard one where she's like a 6 or 8 year old little girl, and she has a cell phone, her own cell phone. Let's call her Sally. Sally has a cell phone. Sally's mom gets a call, and it's Sally crying, blah, blah, blah. And this guy goes, hey, I have your daughter, wire me the money, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? Like the mom's like, I thought Sally was upstairs in her bedroom taking a nap. And so mom runs upstairs and Sally's in her bedroom taking a nap, you know? But how messed up in the head do you have to be to do that? I mean, a dad's
bad.
one thing, but a kid, oh my gosh, that's next level.
Yeah.
But so there's some negative things out there. What do you have any suggestions on what people can do to protect themselves from those types of situations?
You know, it's hard because online it's hard to tell with image generation. You can generate images that look real. I mean, you see like with political candidates, dude, they'll make them say things that
I wondered how you were going to phrase that. I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, they literally make people say things that aren't real. Now, right now, the technology, you can tell if you look.
Yeah,
but
it's more funny at this point.
It's more, yeah, right. But the technology, it's not going to be long before you absolutely cannot tell. And honestly, some people are very gullible, and they are being tricked by it right now. And so I don't know that there's a way. It's almost like, hey, with an email, a fake email from a Nigerian prince, how do you safeguard yourself? Well, just become knowledgeable and smart that, hey, you can't believe everything that you see. There's no other way to really safeguard yourself at this point.
Okay, so it's not like Norton LifeLock type of a thing where you can have some service.
No.
Man, it's crazy. But so overall, it seems like this is a good thing in terms of saving people time, making people more like the analogy that I kind of compare it to is dishwashers. Like we used to have to do, back before dishwashers existed, you'd have to hand wash everything. Yeah. Now the dishwasher's there, so you just throw everything in the dishwasher. Now you've saved that time. And so this is just saving people time and giving them more leverage in their life to focus it in other areas.
For sure.
So when it comes to AI, we're not talking about it from like, hey, I'm looking to buy or sell houses. I'm not talking about it from a real estate perspective. How could the everyday person use artificial intelligence to improve their life?
There's a lot of fun ways that the everyday person can use this. I mean, when you think about dietary restrictions, plans, meals, recipes, you can take a picture of your open fridge and say, based on the ingredients in my fridge, make me dinner. It will give you a recipe and the instructions on what to cook. I take a picture of the menu of every place I go out to eat because I've trained my AI on what I like and what I don't like. It will literally tell me what I would like to order from that menu.
And is this ChatGPT you're using?
ChatGPT.
Okay, this is the paid for version?
Yep. The paid for version, yes, because you can upload images.
Oh, that's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, so all you have to do is basically say, hey, I like steak, I don't like chicken, I hate potatoes, just give it preferences, and it always references that prior chat history when you're in that chat. So every time I go to a restaurant, I open up Phil's food preferences, upload the image, and it's like, you want this. I'm like, thanks, ChatGPT.
How accurate is it?
Very. Honestly, it has never gotten an order wrong, and I use it all the time.
You travel a lot.
I travel a lot. It literally gets it right, and I'm like, man, this was really good.
So thinking out loud, like so I'm training, you might not believe it by looking at me, but I'm actually training for an Ironman. And so I was like, I don't run, whatever, Matt. I don't run. I don't bike.
I don't run. I don't bike. I don't swim.
But
I don't go to the gym.
But I think I kind of want to do this, And so I put into ChatGPT here's my activity level, nothing. How do I train for an Ironman in the next 120 days? And it spit out like all these different things I can do, and I'm chipping away at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
We'll see. You know what? The proof will be in the pudding. We'll see. If you're able to do this Ironman, then we know that ChatGPT works. If not,
I don't know if we can blame ChatGPT
I know,
if he doesn't do it, though.
No. It told me I needed to run, so far, and I didn't.
So real quick question. For people that are just hearing this conversation for the first time about artificial intelligence and how you can use it in real estate and possibly even in your everyday life, can you talk just real briefly of the engineering of it? How does AI work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first thing, people don't realize that AI has been around since the 1950s. This is not new. ChatGPT gave access to so many people access to this software where it was free. And then people are like, oh, now everything is AI, right? It's like AI is a marketing term right now, guys.
Yeah.
It really is. Anything that's digital or anything that people don't understand, they're just saying it's AI.
Or
right?
they add AI to the end of the URL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And AI is 100% a marketing term. People are making a ton of money from it. But understanding how ChatGPT gives you a response is actually a really interesting thing that if you figure it out, it changes the way that you use it. So here, in a very brief, easy way to understand, ChatGPT references 3 things when it gives you a response. 1, it references the massive amount of data that has been trained on. 2, it references the prompt that you put in. Again, the more detailed the prompt, the more detailed the response. And then 3, and the most important, is it references everything in the prior chat history to give you 1 word. So it calculates those 3 things to give you 1 word. And then it recalculates those 3 things to give you the second word based on what the first word is. And then it recalculates those 3 things to give you the third word based on the first 2.
Wow, that's so interesting.
All it is a language predictor. It predicts what word should come next, word by word. So to give you an idea of the processing power.
So it builds on itself.
It builds on itself, and it calculates 175 billion calculations per word that it spits out.
That's the key. Because obviously we as humans could probably do that, but that would take us years.
Forever.
Right. But it's like that company we're talking about, NVIDIA. I mean, that's the key to those processors. They move so lightning fast that they're able to process exactly what he just said at lightning speed so that you're getting a response so fast.
So you mentioned that you don't just do real estate, you consult for other companies as well, other industries.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to reach out to you maybe about consulting for their company, what would be the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, so we have an online process where people can apply to do one-on-one consulting. It's philstringer.com/audit, where we basically go in and we do a full audit of their business. And we tell them, okay, here's, where's your pain points? Where can you increase your efficiency? Can you reduce your overhead, right? Can you increase revenue using some automation, some AI tools? And we're able to either recommend a plan and a blueprint for them to follow, or we can even build custom tools just for them, depending on the enterprise size. And we do anything from solo agents or teams that want one-on-one consulting and they don't just want a course, to enterprises with tens of thousands of employees.
Wow. But what if they want to have you speak at an event? Because I know you're coming back. You're going to be in Fresno next week and Tahoe after that. And then you're all over the world.
You're going to speak at a Snoop Doggy Dogg concert?
Snoop Doggy Dogg, I wish.
Before we get to the music, hold on. We got to hear from this guy, Phil Stringer, about AI.
Yeah, they'll boo me off the stage.
Do they go there as well to philstringer.com to?
Yeah, so the link, if you want the direct link, is bookphilstringer.com. So if you go to bookphilstringer.com, there's a form where you can request, and obviously we can't do every event, but we'll do what we can, and so that gets the process started. I've got a booking admin that will reach out to you, and
is that Meredith?
Meredith, yeah,
she's awesome,
dude. She's killer. She's done a great job.
She was. I was texting with her yesterday, and she was just checking in, making sure everything's good, and she took 5 minutes to respond. Like, it was not a long time.
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Sorry for the delayed response."
So Meredith is AI. No,
That's what my next question was. She's a little too good.
A little too good.
Wait a second.
She took 5 minutes.
She responded to my question before I had finished saying what it was.
I know, she knew. But she was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm in the pool with my kids. It's been a crazy few days. I'm just hanging out with the family." And I was like, "Okay, so you are real."
She's real.
Okay.
She's real. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for being on the show. We'll be back after this.
Mike, friends are great, right?
Yes.
We highly recommend them, but it's not always the best idea to use them as your realtor. Like, for instance, Matthew tried that. He tried using his friend to sell his home. His friend said, "Oh my goodness, it's too complicated to sell. It'll never happen." So what did Matthew do? He called up our friend Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team with Made for More Realty. What did they say? No, your house is not too complicated to sell. In fact, they sold it in record time and at full price, Mike.
Yeah, see, that's just some of the reasons why Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team are the #1 team in Roseville. Plus, they offer a listing warranty. So if something happens to the house while it's listed, it gets fixed at no cost to you. Plus, you tie that with their Bay Area to marketing plan, and you are sure to get more for your home, and it's sold faster than you were expecting. So expect more, get more with Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team at Made for More Realty, brokered by eXp Realty. Just Google Made for More Realty today and get more for your home. License number 581837.